it wasn't even signed, well signed. It's now, I'm so happy to say, it's perfectly signed. Apart from in Vigo, the city of Vigo, we all know there's still a bit of a problem there for pilgrims to get through. And
I
that's,
know, I know
yeah.
the problem. Actually, I know about it.
And so I guided a group on the Portuguese coastal way, and I've done many groups since then. That all started about 6 years ago, and I've guided groups all over the place, from Orense to Santiago, from Santiago to Muxia, from Bayona to Santiago, from Porto to Santiago. But I've done a lot more work aside, so promoting new routes. So the Camino Ways are also now promoting the Camino de Invierno, which is a variation of the French way, from Ponferrada to Santiago. And I've carried on writing a lot of content about the Camino de Santiago, mainly for travel agencies. And as you've known, the growth of the Camino and the growth of the specialist travel agencies before this COVID-19 crisis has been spectacular.
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
been quite fortunate to have benefited from this growth, because a lot of the other travel agencies I've ended up helping, like Ultrea Tours, Mystic Tours. There's a lot of names. So I won't.
Actually, this year, in in the early August, I had walked the winter Camino, the Camino de Invierno.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, it was amazing, really, really amazing.
We'll, we'll come back to that if you're going to ask me about some of the highlights of the Camino.
I will ask, but first, I will ask you a question. If you don't, we didn't talk about it, but if you don't
Yeah,
want, you don't have to answer.
sure.
Can we share? Can you share with us a story a few years ago that very early one day in the Praça do Obradoiro, very early, like 6 evening. What happened to you there?
Yeah, well, this is what happens on the Camino. This is another reason why we all love the Camino so much. It's not just about the heritage, the history, about its outstanding natural beauty. It's about people. It's about people who we meet on the journey. And so I was very fortunate that one Easter Sunday back in 2017, over 3 years ago now, um, uh, I was up bright and early. That makes a change, because when I'm not up when I'm not on the Camino, I'm not up bright and early. But there I was. I was in the Plaza Obradoiro at 8 in the morning, first light, first person there, and the whole had like now you can go to the square now and probably find the same thing.
Yeah.
Felt very privileged at the time. There was no one in the square, and I set up my video equipment because I'd just finishing a video from Sarria to Santiago for Camino Ways, which involved interviewing as many pilgrims as I could and asking them questions like you're asking me. What was so special about the Camino, and what were they getting out of it? Why were they doing it? And all. So I was just finishing my work, so I got up early, and there I was setting up my tripod and everything, and I heard this voice, this woman's voice behind me. I thought, that's strange, so I'm not alone anymore. And I turned around, and there was this beautiful woman, and I was already smitten just looking at her, and I plucked up the courage to say hello, good morning, and we started talking, and she asked me what I was doing, and then she told me she'd just finished her Camino from Sarria as well, so we carried on talking, and I said to her, I don't know why, but I said to her, because she said she asked me if she could follow me a little bit, and she was very interested in what I was doing with the setting up the tripod and everything. So anyway, I said to her, would you like to visit a romantic place or two? And amazingly, she said yes. So there we went. We went off to, of course, the Alameda Park, and I took her to the viewpoint where she had the wonderful views, which she hadn't been to before, and then I took her to the Domingos de Bonavanti Park, which is at the other end there. Well, it's just off the entrances as you come in on the French Way.
Yeah.
The behind where the museums are, the two museums.
Oh, okay.
I know.
I know.
Santiago.
Yeah,
It's an elevated park, which is quite quiet. So perfect place to have a chat with my prospective girlfriend, and that's how it turned out to be. Well, she went back to Barcelona shortly afterwards, after our conversation. So I was only with her for a few hours, and here I am now today with her in her home in Barcelona. So now we share our lives between Galicia and then the bleak winter months. I've been spending some time here in Barcelona.
That's amazing. Now let's go to the beginning of everything. Do you remember why you started the Camino for the first time?
I remember when I started it for the first time.
And
yeah,
why?
So,
and why?
Yeah, so my experience is different from a lot of pilgrims. They say although I have a great love for Galicia and Spain and northern Portugal, because a lot of my work has been geared towards promoting tourism. So obviously I had some understanding of the Camino de Santiago, through my my tourism work. So I think my perspective to begin with is a bit different than other pilgrims, because I was asked to do a Camino, by guiding the group. So this is back in 2013. So my first Camino, was taking a group, so walking with a group from Sarria to Santiago. So I was actually working. So obviously I was being paid to walk and eat and drink. And if you ask any Scotsman what that must be like, or would they like to do it, then they would probably say, they would jump at it. I'll take that, thank you very much. I'll do it without paying. It involves drinking and eating and having a good time and praying to the Lord God. That's fine by me. I'll do it. So that was my first experience of doing a Camino, and that continued. I had quite a rich vein of form back in those days, 2013, 14, 15, of walking with a lot of groups, not only from Sarria but from Orense and other places.
That's amazing.
That instilled in me that it was always my desire to leave business behind, to leave the work behind. The opportunity arose more for me, in between work, being